What is your interpretation of this breaking news from the New York Times?
It's more of the same. We are seeing an advance of a criminal investigation that it happens all the time in state court and in federal court. When prosecutors have their eye on someone, you sort of get this drip, drip, drip of what is it that they're getting in. And in this case, since there's such intense interest, we're hearing about it. So in the ordinary case, you wouldn't hear about it. But what we heard today is that they're actually now focusing perhaps on actually prosecuting, actually filing charges against Weisselberg, and that they got his personal tax return. Now, that doesn't surprise me. You would expect that they would have his personal tax return. They would have gotten it either from the state tax department or from Weisselberg's own accountants. But what they're trying to do here is they're trying to build a tax case against Weisselberg. If that makes him flip against Trump, from the point of view of the DA, all the better, assuming Trump committed a crime, did something wrong. But as I've said, before here, Lawrence, it is always possible that the case will be people against Allen Weisselberg. We just don't know right now. But there is every indication that on a variety of fronts, they are focusing their sights on Allen Weisselberg.
And with the kinds of things we're talking about, private school tuition in New York City, which can run $60,000 a year, free rent, free apartment in New York City, which could be worth $250,000 a year or more. Easily, you could be talking about over a period of years, over a period of, say, 5 years, well over $1 million in income, in effect, where the taxation was evaded.
Yeah, so two things about that. One is that tax authorities forever have taken a dim view of taxpayer finance fringe benefits, right? So we don't want to let employers give fringe benefits to their employees, which is a benefit for both of them, and have us, the taxpayers, foot the bill. So they're taxable for a reason. It's very, very important. The other point is the well over $1 million. You're right. New York City is very expensive, and I certainly know about the private school tuition. So it is definitely something that hurts. I will say that it's about the tax amount, right? Not the total amount. So if it was $1 million in benefits, you'd have to figure out how much income tax he owed. So just using roughly 10% for New York, you'd have about $100,000 in tax loss over a number of years. And unfortunately, New York law doesn't let you aggregate years. So it's not as serious as it might have first sounded when you said it, but it's still a felony. It still carries potential state prison time, but it is not, the lock them up and throw away the key kind of thing. But I also think this is not the only thing the DA is looking at with respect to Weisselberg. We have lots and lots of other things.
Why would we be getting a sense of timing at all on this? Where do you think this leaking is coming from?
Oh, God, I've always said that leak investigations are a fool's errand. It's very, very hard to find out where this kind of stuff comes from. When I was a prosecutor, I always thought it was the defense. As a defense lawyer, I think it's the agencies or the prosecutors. I mean, we really don't know where this is coming from. But I think that the New York Times reporters have good sources, and they've been the ones that have been pretty much keeping us apprised. So I'm glad, and I know your listeners are glad that they are. But I wouldn't speculate where it's coming from. I'll tell you one thing: it's certainly not coming from Cy Vance. That's a guy who keeps his mouth closed about investigations.